What if I told you that you could transform your entire year with just a single word? Seriously, no long lists, no complicated plans. Let's dive into how one simple word can become your guiding light for the whole year. You know the feeling, right? It's January 1st, you got this ambitious list of goals, and then February rolls around. Suddenly, that list feels less like an inspiration and more like a heavy weight. That feeling of being totally overwhelmed, yeah, it's pretty much universal. But what if there was another way? Instead of a dozen different resolutions pulling you in all directions, what if you had just one single powerful focus point? The whole idea we're talking about today is that this simple shift is a total game changer. And that brings us right to the heart of it, this idea of choosing one single word to guide your entire year. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But trust me, the impact can be absolutely profound. So let's get specific. What exactly is a word of the year? Well, it's a practice where you pick one word to be your theme. Think of it like a compass or a filter. It helps guide your decisions and keeps reminding you of the intention you set for yourself. Now, you might be thinking, come on, how can one word make that big of a difference? And that's a fair question. So let's break down exactly why this super straightforward approach works so well. Just look at these benefits. It's kind of like a domino effect, right? When you direct your energy toward one thing, you naturally become more mindful. And when you're more mindful, it's way easier to make sure your daily choices actually line up with your values. That keeps you focused, and boom, that's where real personal growth happens. It's a powerful chain reaction. And this quote just nails it. The real magic of this practice isn't that it's complicated, it's that it's so beautifully simple. Anyone can do it, it's easy to remember, and it's just profoundly effective. Okay, so let's say you're on board, you're thinking, I want to try this. The big question then becomes, how in the world do you find the perfect word for you, for right now? It really all starts with a little self-awareness. You got to check in with yourself and ask, what season of life am I in right now? Are you at a period where you need to push and grow? Then maybe an active word like soar or build is what you need. Or are you in a season where you just need to heal and recover? Then a gentler word like rest or heal is going to be a much, much better fit. To really see this in action, let's take a look at the author's own experience with this. For 2 years straight, they committed to one single powerful theme. And that word was transformation. Yup, for all of 2021 and 2022, that single word was their guide. And believe me, this was no casual choice. The intention behind it was huge. They wanted to fundamentally rethink their entire way of being and just invite dramatic, sweeping change into their life. And here's where you see the proof. This is the practice in action. By always keeping transformation in the front of their mind, it gave them the push they needed to make some pretty radical decisions, which led to the exact kind of profound change they were looking for. It worked. All right, now let's jump to 2023. After 2 intense years of transformation, the author's focus shifted. It was a new season which called for a new word. This time, they chose SOAR. The whole energy behind SOAR was about forward momentum. Pushing past those self-imposed limits, facing fears head-on, and just grabbing onto new opportunities. It's a word that's all about action and rising up. So choosing your word is an awesome first step, but the real magic, the secret sauce, happens when you weave it into your daily life. The big question is, how do you keep that word alive and kicking all year long? Well, the author lays out 3 simple, but really powerful techniques. First, find quotes that just scream your word and journal about them. Second, build yourself a reading list with books that are all about that theme. And third, get visual. Create a vision board that brings your word to life with images. For instance, check this out. To really fuel their word SOAR, the author put together this specific reading list. See how every single book was picked on purpose? They all reinforce themes of mindset, potential, and achievement. It's all designed to feed the energy of that chosen word. Okay, so we've looked up the what, the why, and the how of this whole thing. Now, we're going to turn the spotlight away from the author's journey and onto yours. Because really, at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just picking a cool word. It's about giving yourself a simple, elegant tool to live with more intention. It's a guide to help you finally break free from old patterns and step into who you're really meant to be. So, as we wrap this up, I'm just going to leave you with the one question that could be the starting point for your very own transformation. So, what's your word going to be?